Pounders, we are live doing what we do best. Put in $10 into the big board. Today for news, we have not too much. Tua's fifth-year options picked up by the Dolphins. And it looks like Chase Edmonds was released by Denver. Does that have anything to do with Javonte Williams' health being on track? Who knows? Something to look out for, though. I think that's pretty interesting there. Congrats to Ben. He is now modded up in the channel, one of the biggest supporters of the pound. Dude shows up earlier for these streams than people show up in my workplace for work. So props to Ben there. Exciting news. We have a giveaway. It's nothing big, but it's a little competition between the pounders, the subscribers. Bought 3 extra towels for whoever finishes the highest on the big board. It's a ways away, but it's something fun, a little competition. And yeah, we're going to jump right into it. 4 p.m. stream today, little different. We got to make things work while the wife's at work herself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wheels up. Wheels up, waiting on 6. Look at that fill. Fill it up, boys. Fill it up. All right. I have a feeling a good amount of you got in this one. Oh, yeah. I am seeing the usual suspects, especially 3-pounders here. 1, 2, 3. You guys can be sniping each other all day. Got Batch 9, Elims, Josh, Joseph. And on the back end, we have Chesley. Not sure if Ran, Crap, C Price are in the chat. Let us know if you're in the draft. So we're at the 9 spot here. So we shouldn't get boxed out at wide receiver, which is nice. And we'll see if we get some running back value to fall to us in the second round at 16. I think that's been sort of the go-to. Randall L., welcome to the live chat. Are you in this draft, Randall? Rand stand, if I had to guess. So let's see what the pounders want to do here. Chrissa M. Wolf, Hamlin Motorsports. Interesting. JJ followed by Chase. Standard CMC at the 3 spot. I think these 3 guys, you pretty much want an even exposure. So where we have like a 13 or 14% exposure to Justin Jefferson somehow, I am going to start picking Jamar Chase at 1 until we can get Jamar Chase's exposure up to 8%. It's just been wild, the variance on Justin Jefferson. Because typically, 8.6% is the average you'll have of him. So Lee says, I missed it, but I'm in another draft. It's all right. You can chill. Tyreek Hill here at the 4 spot. Interesting. I don't hate it. I do like Hill and Kupp going before Kelsey, though. I would like to see Kelsey kind of consistently fall to the 7-8 spot in the 20-round drafts. Get those elite wide receivers. You have to start 3 of them. It's going to be more important. Obviously, you can catch up at tight end in these 20-round drafts easier than you can in 18 rounds. Diggs goes off at 6. So maybe we will get boxed out at wide receiver if Adams. That's how you can tell it's a Pounders draft. Okay, Kelsey goes off. We're going to go Devontae Adams here. Don't feel like being boxed out at wide receiver. I do want to get at least one of these guys in this first pick here. If we go running back, there's a good chance Adams, Lamb, and Amon-Ra all go before 16. So I'm drafting Hill over Kelsey, Wabi says, and Diggs. I do not blame you. Like, you're still going to want some Kelsey, right? Because he has that week 17 potential to go off. But how much do you want, right? How much is the correct amount? And for me, that's going to be under market value. Under market. See what Rand does here. He went Lamb with his first pick, followed by Bijan. Come on, crap. Crap lousy. Fantasy dysfunctional says, oh no, I missed it again. Always missing it just by a hair. We are going to reach up and grab Garrett Wilson here. Until further notice, we can kind of assume that Rodgers is going to the Jets. And if that happens, you have to move him ahead of the QBs. You have to move him ahead of Bijan, in my opinion. So I'm fine with getting Garrett Wilson here. Now our next pick is at 33. Kind of look at the range, see what we got. Get an idea of what we want to do. We see Josh Allen go to the Diggs team. A.J. Brown and Jalen Waddle to Joseph. M. Wolf starts with Cooper Kupp, Devonta Smith, Tyreek Hill, and T. Higgins. T. Higgins going at 21. He should be going in the back half, or at least in the end, I think, in this second round. He started as an ADP of 26 when these tournaments opened up. Hey, gets his first share of Bijan. I think it was at a pretty good price, right? Yeah, 14. Can't complain. Can't complain. It's just he's going off the board as RB4, so I don't blame you for not having a ton of Bijan. Kind of being drafted at his ceiling. Olave goes at 22. Definitely agree with this. Definitely agree with this. Especially because he's picking again at 27, and you can guarantee yourself one of these RBs. Elam's grabs his second wide receiver. He's got Chase, DK Metcalf, and Kenneth Walker. A little Seattle correlation there. Nice. Hey, Ches says, I'm normally double tapping RB there, but don't want to get boxed out at wide receiver. And he's picking at 12. And what I've noticed is at 11 and 12, it's easy to get boxed out at receiver. Like if Crap Lousy went CeeDee Lamb here, very easily Rand could have reached up for Amon-Ra. And now what are you doing? Double RB, most likely start, or RB and QB, but even that's a little reach on those elite QBs. I guess you can move Garrett Wilson to this 13 spot. It wouldn't be the most egregious thing. We're going to grab Tony Pollard here. Finished as RB7 last year, going off the board as RB13. We do have the news that he was franchise tagged, so we have the certainty as well to go along with it. Mark Andrews goes off the board at 34. Let's see what the fellas want to do at the 11 and 12 spot. DeAndre Hopkins at 35. I think it's super easy to get boxed out at QB as well at this 11 and 12. We had Joe Burrow in yesterday's live stream go at 51 to the Jamar Chase team. And that was a thing of beauty. So Krapowski going double elite tight end here with Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson, and we will gladly take Calvin Ridley at ADP. For our Tony Pollard, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley start. All smiles. All smiles. So guys, if you haven't already, drop that like on the live stream. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel and you like best ball content and you want to jump in some of these live drafts with us. Hit the bell for notifications so you're the first one in the live stream. Let's go. Drake London as C. Price's first wide receiver. Kelsey, Saquon at 17, which is nice. But then going Joe Burrows, super questionable after not having any of the pass catchers. Just never really doing that. J5704 says, let's get some likes on the vid. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Easiest way to support us as we cross over to 321 subscribers. Oh, man. We do this for fun. We do this for fun. Let's see what we got. Christian Watson going off the board at 45. This is interesting now. If Rodgers does move on from Green Bay, are we keeping Christian Watson here at 45? because I think he would have to drop. I think he would have to at least go behind DJ Moore, maybe in this DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin range. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Double tap and wide receiver here, batch 9 at the 1 spot. The last 3 drafts I've seen Batch do, he's got an elite QB at the 2-3 turn. But when you do this batch, don't draft 4 QBs. You already spent a lot of draft capital, and you're depending on Jalen Hurts to be that guy. If he's not, and you need your 4th QB down here to win you whatever, like your team's probably dead anyways. So you already use the draft capital. Has to be in the live stream because I'm always seeing batch 9. Just amazing value. Like if I could get one of these elite QBs consistently at the 2-3 turn, we'd be drafting monsters. Trevor Lawrence at 51. See Lamar go at 47. Justin Fields at 44 seems like a really good value. It's after ADP. It's not bad. All right. We're coming up into the danger zone. So we'll see who's left on the board. DeAndre Swift goes at 53. I like Swift in this range. He went into last season with a separated shoulder and a high ankle sprain, so maybe, just maybe, he's a little healthier than that. And Jamal Williams, you can already book him for touchdown regression. Keenan Allen at 56 years, interesting now that we have the news that he restructured his contract, saved them, $9 million in contract. So I do want a little more Keenan Allen, but I already have 3 receivers, so I don't need a floor play. I'm going to go with someone who I think has a higher ceiling on a weekly basis. But I do like Keenan Allen, especially for this team as the first wide receiver. He's going to be able to provide that nice floor. He did finish as wide receiver 1 in week 18. He was part of our Battle Royale winning lineup. But Tyler Lockett's he's the most disrespected wide receiver in the top 100 consistently, year after year. We're seeing that they're bringing back Geno, so not a whole lot should change in this offense. JMO goes at the 5-6 turn. See what Chez does. Stacking the running backs and wide receivers. Jahmyr Gibbs is 61. Rand is on the clock. Let's see what he does. This is such a good range, but I think there are mines. Like you could hit a mine here and just the pick's wasted. I like Ayuk. I like Marquise Brown. Not interested in Goddard here, especially without Jalen Hurts. Dalvin Cook getting trade interest. Let's reach up and get Burks here. I just think running back value is going to fall back to us at 81 and 88. So that's what we're going to plan on doing. These teams need wide receivers still. Let's see what happens. I do like Aaron Jones, though. After he restructures, going to be staying in Green Bay. But this running back range is nice, where I would rather take a running back here than some of these receivers. And yes, Kadarius Toney is on the thummy, but still, man, he is expensive. I don't see him as that guy that's going to have that 22, 24% target share in that offense. So For me, it's going to be a fade unless I have Mahomes. I'm not drafting too much Mahomes, so he's a gadget guy, but he has 2 touchdown upside. So there's the catch. There is the catch. Not someone you want to completely ignore. Probably not someone you want to be super overweighted with, too. I've been going Hopkins and Brown in every draft. I need to stop. I think those are 2 great players at 2 great ADPs, especially if Hopkins moves on. Now Marquise Brown becomes a wide receiver 1. You can have DeAndre Hopkins go to anywhere but the Bears would be a good spot for DeAndre Hopkins. Like even the Patriots, he'd be a target hog at the Patriots. So there's not too many bad landing spots for DeAndre Hopkins, and then Marquise Brown becomes the wide receiver 1 on that team. And where would Marquise Brown be going if DeAndre Hopkins gets moved to another team? You know, he proved that he could be I think he was a top 6, top 7 wide receiver last year with games that DeAndre Hopkins was out for in those first 6 weeks. So we see a run at running back here. Goddard falls to 71. That's not crazy. Dylan says, get that grind in. I'm going to go Tyler Algier here. Offensive coordinators returning. 2nd most rush attempts last year for that offense. Returning OC. I think it's pretty safe. Here. And I'm liking our receivers. We just got to figure out the QB situation. I think Watson's a good reach here, especially bringing it in with Amari Cooper. Dak goes to the CeeDee Lamb team. And we're just going to let running backs fall right into our pocket. Still stacking running backs and wide receivers here. If Hopkins goes to the Cowboys, how does Dak ADP change? I mean, if he goes to the Cowboys, right, I like him better than Justin Herbert's ADP. Like, wouldn't he be extremely close to Justin Herbert? The problem is I don't think Justin Herbert should be going here. So, sure, Dak would move up, but can they even afford Hopkins? Yeah, we're just stacking up on the receivers right now. Let's see who falls to us. If anybody, we have the potential to go Rodgers, Geno, Ryan Tannehill. So we got options. Here. Maybe a rookie QB in Las Vegas. Bears are a great spot for D-Hop. Interesting. Might be. They do have to give Justin Fields someone so he can prove if he's the guy or not. Now, he is extremely talented on the ground, but it's kind of like the Jalen Hurts, right? You got to bring in that elite receiver like A.J. Brown and see, can he get it done? Who goes here at 93 to the Tyreek Hill team? He says, if fun is big cashes, then yes, we do this for fun. Right. I mean, we are playing for the 200K first place spot. That is the ultimate goal. That is the ultimate goal. Elijah Moore to Hundy. Interesting. I was thinking going Elijah Moore here and then Rogers, but that plan just got blown up. 13 picks before ADP. I don't hate it, but obviously I don't love it. Wanted Danny Dimes to follow us. Doesn't happen. Juju goes. And what I'm thinking is either double tapping quarterback or bringing in another one of our favorite receivers. And I think we just do that. Let's bring in DPJ. Finished as wide receiver 40 last year, played 11 games with Jacoby Brissett, and he's being drafted as like wide receiver 55 or something. Wide receiver 52. He had more 20-yard gains than DK Metcalf. Fun fact. Imagine D-Hop, Aaron Rodgers, and Darren Waller. I don't know. I don't see Aaron Rodgers going to Las Vegas. I don't see him chasing Devontae Adams after Adams leaves, tweets out that Derek Carr is basically the same quarterback. I don't see it. Brutal DPJ snipe. Yeah, he's one of my most drafted wide receivers. Chesley with the Deshaun Watson stack. Sorry, my man. Gotta do what I gotta do. Gotta get my guys. Montgomery off at 110. I think AJ Dillon here is a good value, but this is where I'm going to start looking for QBs. We're going to need 3 QBs. We're going to need 3 tight ends, but this is a really good base. I'm not really interested in Kirk Cousins. I don't have any of the pass catchers. I don't think Osborne will fall to us. So let's just select Geno Smith here to pair with Tyler Lockett. We can also go like a late Noah Fant as well. Kind of opens up some options there. Yeah. Peanut Butter asks, where did Garrett Wilson go? Rodgers arriving will make him so hard to get. It's tough. He doesn't have a whole lot of room to move up. He's already going off the board at like 16, 17, but you have to move him ahead of Mahomes, Bijan. Moving him ahead of Amon-Ra, potentially, if you get news that Rodgers is going to the Jets. So I think he's going to go in that range at the 12, 11, 13, right in here. But yeah, people that don't have him will have to start reaching on him, right? Once they get that news, people start to panic. And now where you've been drafting him at 20, 19 this whole time, this is where I'm going to start fading him because I already have those teams where I'm getting Garrett Wilson at 22, 23. So as ADPs change, so now where people are drafting him sooner, now someone else is falling that we can get at a later value. But you have to be able to identify those guys, and that's what we're trying to do on every live stream. Like Alec Pierce, Sky Moore, Rashid Shaheed, real early. We're real early on all those players. Even Tyquan Thornton's one of those players that should be going earlier, much earlier than 176, especially if we don't expect Myers to return. Yeah, Osborne off the board at 122. We got the news that Thielen was released today, so super interesting. Super interesting. Love Alec Pierce. He is my most drafted wide receiver. It's just the range is going at 151. It's just so wrong. So wrong. Let's see what happens here. We got Knox going off the board to the Josh Allen squad. I don't mind that. Nice looking team so far. We have QBs falling to us. We have tight ends, running backs. We can go a lot of spots here. Actually getting some decent values. Elijah Mitchell is one of the running backs we were looking at. I think we have to go QB here. And I'm going to want someone with rushing upside for week 15, 16, 17. So we're going to bring in Kyler Murray. Lazard gets insta-picked. Please take him off the board. Thank you. EB Bucks, welcome to the live stream. We're doing well. We're doing well. We have the usual suspects in the draft. All right, so we caught up a little bit of QB here. Now, I don't expect Kyler to be running when he gets back early in the offseason. So we have Geno Smith to provide somewhat of a floor for this team. Cole Kmet is one of my most drafted tight ends. Let's see. You have Kenneth Gainsell falling 11 picks. Randstand sniping Rondell Moore from us. It's a good play. It's a good play. We'll go Bryce Young. We'll go Bryce Young here. We have Treylon Burks. Never know. Maybe he ends up in Tennessee. Maybe he ends up in Las Vegas. Crazy stuff happens in the NFL. So let's go Bryce Young at ADP. ER7, where's Ben? Ben's probably working right now, like a normal person. Like a normal person. Hey, Randall says, you stole my Kyler first. I needed someone with rushing upside. I wanted Danny Dimes. He didn't fall. I'm typically getting out of every single draft with at least one QB with rushing upside. Unless it's one of the, top three guys like a Mahomes or whatever. Which Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, they provide that rushing upside too. Get in the end zone a fair amount. So we're up in 11 picks. We have to catch up at really just tight end. I feel pretty comfortable everywhere else. Could use some running backs as well. Let's let the board do the talking. Oof. Ben, you gotta do what you gotta do. Take care of you, my man. Take care of you. Romeo Dobbs off the board at 145. Is anyone doing anything crazy? Does anyone notice, like us, 3 QBs in a row? Definitely caught up. Alec Pierce goes here at 146. I think that's a sharp pick. No bias. Not because he's our number 1 owned wide receiver. Ben gets FOMO. Ben gets some serious FOMO missing drafts. He only has, 26 left, you said? 26, 27 drafts left? We have 57 after this one. So I am looking forward to getting some different ADPs after free agency, after the NFL draft. And we have free agency starting in 5 days. Richardson goes off the board. This is a pretty gross range. I'm not going to lie. It's a pretty gross range. Let's reach up and get Samaje Perine. After you get the Mixon news, I think we have to move Perine up, at least for the time being. And I expect them to still bring in another running back. But Perine's already there. You can kind of expect at least an increased role, no matter what. And he'll be a handcuff to whoever they bring in, either free agency or in the draft. So I think it's a fair ADP, especially a handcuff that has a role. Tyquan Thornton going at 157, followed by DJ Chark. DJ Chark doo-doo-doo. Rango's Chase Claypool, followed by Jordan Love. Again, this range is gross, but maybe we just select Curtis Samuel here. What's this note on Odell? Workout schedule for Friday. Just not going to be interested in Odell this year. Not going to be interested. Let's go. Let's bring in Damian Harris. We're strong at wide receiver. We can put it off. Adams, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Treylon Burks, DPJ. We need to catch up at running back there. Draft and drive. Do not draft and drive. That is not safe. We do not recommend that. CJ Stroud going at 163. Let's see his receivers. He's got Josh Downs, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Addison, Chris Godwin, Debo, and Diggs. So just kind of like a mix. Just wondering if he's going like one of the teams that needs a QB, Vegas or Indy. See if he had that stack. Yeah, need the disclaimer. 100%. 100%. It's going in the description now. It is going in the description. Yeah. TB Buck says, I've been taking a lot of Chark in this range for some reason. My ass ain't touching Claypool. I agree with the Claypool take. He had the chance last season. Now I get he came in the middle of the season, but he had the injury to Mooney. So Claypool was the wide receiver one on the team. I mean, Valise Jones was hurt. Pringle was hurt. It didn't look pretty. Now, maybe you give him the benefit of the doubt that he hadn't learned the offense yet. But when you're the only guy out there, you should be able to at least prove something, right? Earn targets. And we didn't see that. So I'm off Claypool as well in that range. That being said, I have been drafting a lot of DJ Chark. He is going to be one of the better free agents this offseason, which is interesting. Shouldn't be able to command a large salary as well. Lee says Schultz or Komet. I'm going Komet. If Schultz returns to Dallas, which I don't expect, if you look at what Jerry said about Schultz and the tight ends that stepped up that were cheap on the team, like Ferguson, he clearly mentions like it's a business when trying to re-sign Schultz. So I think they're leaning releasing Schultz. That being said, if Schultz was on Dallas next year, 100% Schultz over Komet, but they both proved that they have 2 touchdown upside, and that's what you're looking for Week 17. Dear God, do not snipe. Yes, we get the Trey McBride connection with Kyler, our first tight end. Just let it fall right in the pocket. Call us the ice cream man because we're scooping. We're scooping. It's because he's a free agent. Only reason, yeah. How much does he have left in the tank, DJ Chark? That's what you kind of have to ask yourself. Now, you're not paying too much for him. He's only 26. He's going to be 27 at the start of the season. So relatively, he's getting up there. But I think he still has another season. Can he stay healthy is going to be the big question. And where does he land? So I would take it over Claypool. I think that's smart. MVS Thielen was released by Minnesota today. Maybe he just retires. I like the Tim Patrick pick. I like the Samuel pick. Was that 15 picks after ADP? Samuel super disrespected. Super disrespected. All right. Let's bring in our first rookie, someone that I believe has a good amount of upside, a chance to take a first, second down role on a team. And that's going to be Kendre Miller. He did not partake in the combine, so we'll see him on his pro day. That being said, a lot of running backs ran slow 40s for their size, like relative to their size. So Kendre Miller, still a little bit of a question mark, but is supposed to be able to run close to a 4.42. So we'll take our chance on the unknown there. Schultz to Cincy would be nice. I don't think they can afford him, though. DJ Chark to the Vikings to replace Adam Thielen's not a bad guess. It's not a bad guess. I still think Osborne can kind of fill in that role. He's already proved it. So we'll see. They do need someone else. Will they address it in the draft? I have a feeling that's what they'll end up doing. As they try to move away from Dalvin Cook, they might need running back as well. I don't think they're just going to run with Alexander Madison. He's a career change of pace back. This year, Dalvin Cook got hurt for 2 games? Last year, Dalvin Cook, did he miss 1 game? I think he missed 1. But they're not even really using him in a change of pace role for 126 ADP. Even if they bring in, or even if Cook leaves, they're going to bring someone else in. Free agency and the draft is so deep at running back. So give me like an Elijah Mitchell who goes later, and he has a certain role in this offense, even if CMC is healthy. And if CMC does go down, you have Elijah Mitchell in one of the best running offenses in the league, where we saw Minnesota kind of steer away from the run last year with the new OC. Definitely went more pass heavy. So between those two narratives, give me Elijah Mitchell every time over Alexander Madison. Van Jeffy off the board to the Matty Ice team. Got some Buffalo correlation. I'm stuck on Khalil Shakur. And maybe some of you guys can convince me in the chat, but Khalil Shakur didn't prove a lot last year. They had to bring Cole Beasley back. That's not a good sign. And then Cole Beasley was taking reps from him. Also, not a great sign. Let's see what happens here. So we're going to go 2 more tight ends and probably 2 more receivers. Stop at these 6 running backs. I think that's fine. We'll end off with 3 tight ends. Let's bring in Noah Fant. Someone that I've really only been taking when I have Geno Smith. I'm not super high on Noah Fant. Wifey's home. All right. Yeah, so we'll probably go 2 upside rookies to finish at wide receiver. Just try to hit on one of them. Or both. Rashi Rice. Nah, I have to go tight end here. I have to go tight end. I like Jelani Woods. If I had Rodgers, I'd be going Conklin. Let's go Jelani Woods. Going into his second year, he's freakish measurables. But yeah, Noah Fant, you had Will Disley get hurt, so Noah Fant should have become the clear number 1 tight end when that happened. But what we saw was they brought in the third tight end, Parkinson, and he was taking like 40, 50% of the snaps. So it's not the best side for Noah Fant. Yeah, we are getting close. March 31st. So 1, 2, 3 weeks away. Any minute. Bag is packed. Crazy. Cut crazy. We're ready, though. We're ready. Gonna be a fun off season. Brock Purdy at 211, followed by Darius Slayton. Wow. Congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, we have a little pounder on the way. It's gonna be a four sport athlete. Dynasty, redraft, best ball, and hockey. Yeah, QB situation's good. Tight end situations, all right. It's just 3 names, right? We got some correlation with these 2. I think the running backs are fine. And I think we're super strong at receivers. So I think pretty well balanced on this team. We'll take a peek at some of the pounders. Elims has Lamar at QB with Ryan Tannehill. I like that a lot. At running back, well, let's go tight end. Goddard, Okonkwo. I think that's good. Running back, Kenneth Walker, Cam Akers, Zach Charbonnet, Leo Fournette, Cordell Patterson, CEH. So strong at running back. Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Boyd, KJ Osborne, Alec Pierce, Devin Duvernay. Not my favorite pick with Duvernay, but he's like one of those. He's a gadget player. Like we saw Rashad Bateman get hurt. We saw Mark Andrews even go down for a few games. Duvernay was the number 1. It was tough to watch him try to run routes, but he does have the potential to spike. So it's not a bad pick in the 19th round. Let's see what we got here. Let's go Bryce Ford Wheaton, one of our rookie sleepers. The guy's 6'4", 221, and runs a 4.38 40-yard dash. Definitely a little sleepy sleep. Tony, I don't love. I don't love his range. It's just you're getting charged an arm and a leg. He's not going to be the guy that commands 22 to 25% of the targets. He's a gadget guy. That being said, he can score 2 touchdowns any week. But then you have the injury risk. So there's a lot. It's like a seesaw. If you have Patty Mahomes, sure, you can go Tony. It's just rich where he's going around the 80s. Especially we have the news that Juju's back. I think this was his ADP. I think it was baked in with the thoughts that Juju would be leaving. You have to think Sky Moore will make a small jump next year. So yeah, I'm kind of off him at his current price. I like Trey Palmer. I like a few of these guys. Tank Davis. Tank Dell. I mean, and Xavier Hutchinson. I've just been kind of cycling between these three. Trey Palmer had a really good combine. This guy's 6 feet tall and 192, runs a 4.33 40. So super fast for his height and weight. And we'll just see where they end up. Like whatever team, that's going to be the most important when we get to these rookies down here. You're just shooting darts right now. So I want all these players just little sprinkled into different teams. And you're just trying to hit. You really are just trying to hit on one. Like when you select two here, you're not expecting to get 2 smash picks, which is fine because we have the team that can support it. So yeah, Elims, I think the team's strong. Josh, Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, Desmond Ridder. Oh my God. We saw it again. Batch gets a miracle with Jalen Hurts falling to the 2-3 turn and still goes 4 QBs. I can't. My eyes. It hurts my eyes. Make it stop. You're spending so much draft capital on Jalen Hurts here that it's just not a good. Not even going 3 QBs, I think can be a mistake. In the 20-round drafts, sure, you can add in a third sometimes, but oh my God, consistently going 4. We saw him do this yesterday too. So I think he's paying the rake just automatically. He just threw his $10 in. That's fine. Josh, Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, Desmond Ridder. So good at QBs, got his 3. Tight end, he has Schultz at 118, Juwan Johnson, and Darnell Washington. I think that's nice. CMC, Travis Etienne, James Conner. So you kind of got this double anchor running back build. I think you got James Conner at a good value. And then you put it off, which I think is correct. Tank, Jalen Warren, Pierce Strong. And at wide receiver, Olave, Christian Kirk, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, Jalen Hyatt, Joshua Palmer, Rashid Shaheed, Tyler Scott. I like that. Joseph's got Justin Herbert, Danny Dimes, and Tyler Huntley. I don't think you need to go this third QB, but it's fine. Tight end, Pat Fryermuth, Isaiah Likely, Cade Otton. Running back, Josh Jacobs, Isaiah Pacheco, Rashad White, Singletary, Mostert, Jerick McKinnon. I think that's solid with these 3. Wide receiver, A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, Sky Moore, Isaiah Hodgins, Michael Gallup, Terrace Marshall. I think it's fine. Who else? We got Rand with Dak Prescott, Kenny Pickett, tight end, Kyle Pitts, Dalton Kincaid, Danny Bellinger for the core. Ooh, nice. Running back, Bijan, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, David Montgomery, Zeke, Chuba Hubbard. I think the running backs are fine. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Cortland Sutton, Rondell Moore, Chase Claypool, Adam Thielen, Corey Davis, Richie James. I'm off a few of these guys, but I think the wide receivers are fine. Like I'm off Claypool, I'm off Richie James at the end just because he seems like a floor play, in my opinion. And we have Chez with Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson at QB. At tight end, he has David Njoku, Greg Dulcich, Hunter Henry. Running backs, JT and Stevenson, followed by Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I think after you get those 3 in that range, it's smart to put it off for a while. Then picks up Michael Carter, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford at the end. Wide receivers start with Amon-Ra, Amari Cooper, J-Mo, Rashad Bateman, Michael Thomas, DJ Chark, Tyquan Thornton, Tim Patrick. Yeah, I like this wide receiver group. I think it's just good values. Now, you did pick Tyquan Thornton 19 picks ahead of ADP. That being said, he's not going to make it back to 180. He's definitely not going to make it back past me here at 179. So good call if you wanted him there. And our squad, We had Noah Fant, Trey McBride, Jelani Woods at tight end. Our QBs were Geno Smith, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young. At running back, we had Tony Pollard, followed by Tyler Algier and James Cook. I love this range. Right here, 6 through 8 for running backs. Just seems like there's a lot of good values in there. And who else at running back? Samaje Perine, Damian Harris, Kendra Miller. At wide receiver, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Treylon Burks, DPJ. And then at the end, Bryce Ford Wheaton, two rookies, Trey Palmer. Let us know, did we pay the rake or are we eating the steak, my friends? Vapor, welcome to the live stream. Hurts could arguably be a 1 QB build. I agree. I 100% agree. I would rather see a 1 QB build than a 4 QB build with Jalen Hurts at the onesie position. It's just not a great value. Not great value. Let's look at what you sickos are saying in the chat now. Yeah. No, I agree. All right, guys. Got to stop here at 1. I appreciate you coming out. Hit the like on the way out if you enjoyed the live stream. Hit the sub if you're not already subscribed to the Pound. And the bell for notifications so you can get in these live drafts with us and draft the winner with the Pound. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Pounders.